Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us and welcome back. This is episode 12 of the Sell More Printing webinar. This webinar is aimed at helping you grow your print business using today's best marketing tactics. I'm Rachel Neese. I'm the marketing director here at Marketing Ideas for Printers, and I'm excited about this topic. Today, we're going to look at 9 ways to grow your email marketing list. Before I get too far into this, some of you might have tuned me out right away just because I said email marketing. So I want to make sure that we address the elephant in the room. Why should you use email? So as printers, it's easy to be solely focused on print marketing and look at all of the other mediums of marketing as bad. But the thing is, if you want to sell more printing or sell anything for that matter, an omni-channel approach that includes both online and offline marketing components really is your best bet. So here's an example of what I mean by this. My guess is that you guys can rattle off all of the benefits of a great direct mail newsletter for your clients. But what about email marketing? You know, what are some of the benefits of that you can internalize for why you should use it, and also why you can tell your print buyers that their print campaigns will be more successful if they combine it with additional marketing approaches like email. So let's look at a few of the benefits before we get too far into this. So first of all, email marketing creates connection. It helps you establish those regular touch points with your customer base. It also brings your brand to mind. So when your customer does need something, their brain can then bring your brand to mind to fill that need because they have that constant connection with you and your brand. Next, it's cost effective. A 2016 DMA.org study lists the return on investment for email marketing at 4,300%. That's a big number, and to a printer that can seem scary, but don't let this freak you out. I mean, you really don't need to worry about it because print can stand on its own with the enormity of benefits that print itself provides. But instead of looking at online and offline efforts as competing efforts, I really want to challenge you to look at the powerful result of combining those efforts. Print is made better with email. Email is made better with print. You know, learning to kind of work together with those. Here are a few more benefits of email marketing. It builds credibility. So you start to become a trusted, reliable source of information, building trust with your readers. It also helps to drive sales. So Jay Bayer of Convince and Convert says 44% of people made at least one purchase based on a promotional email. Well, that's probably because this steady connection of email marketing or doing a newsletter like this warms up your leads and it opens conversations. And then the last one there is it increases traffic. I mean, it's kind of like you can't throw a party and just expect people to show up and come. And the same is true with your website. You can't just put up a website and expect people to come. You have to invite them. And email is a great way to invite them to your website. We say the same thing about direct mail. Direct mail is a great way to keep that connection, to continue to invite them to your website. So now that we've covered some of the benefits of email marketing, here's probably the $1 million question, right? Well, how do I build my email list? So we're going to take some time now and I'm going to just walk you through some ideas to kind of help you build your email list with doing the email newsletter sign up ways. We're going to talk through 9 different ways you can do that. The first thing to remember in all of this, though, is that every business, from the giants like Apple to Amazon to the littler ones to like the print shops that are across town from you, all started with a contact database of 1. So don't be discouraged by the current size of your list. Just instead take an attitude of just keep working at it and it'll continue to grow. You know, we all have to start somewhere. So, okay, we're going to do some real life kind of takeaway tips on how you can build your email list. The first one there is to reword your ask. Here's what I mean. Let's look at this example of asking someone to sign up for your email newsletter. So instead of saying something like, the latest issue of our email newsletter is now available on our website, and having this be the link to your newsletter, instead try something like this. The latest issue of our email newsletter is now available on our website. Click here to view. By having that one there, that has an actual call to action on it. The first example has no real clear call to action. It has nothing to tell them what to do, and it's written passively. Hey, by the way, our email newsletter is here. But the second example there on the right offers a clear, direct next step that you want the visitor to take. Other examples that you could use instead of click here would be something like read more or download now. Just gives them a little bit more of a push, to take that next action. The next one here, I'm kind of cheating here, but I'm going to say tip 1B, is to put a link like that at the bottom of every blog post, every one of your blog posts. So as an example, if you subscribe to the email newsletter service here at Marketing Ideas for Printers, where we create and send an email newsletter and send it out on your behalf twice a month, you could drive your traffic from your blog to your website's email newsletter, sign up page, and give them the option to view the newsletter and then sign up for your mailing list. So at the bottom of your blog, it links over to your email newsletter page where they can sign up and and join your mailing list. So make sure you connect those dots and give your website visitors an opportunity to get to both of those places. There's two benefits with that. One, it just points them to your website, and then secondly, it encourages them to give you their email address, which is a benefit to you. Number 2 is to use gated content. If you're not familiar with what I mean when I say gated content, here's kind of how it works. So think of like a marketing pop-up. Here's one of the marketing pop-ups we've used in the past on our website. Here you can see that this download is behind a gate, meaning you would have to fill in your first name, last name, and your email in order to get the checklist or to get this content. It's behind a gate. This is one way that you can build your list, is by receiving their email in exchange where you're giving them content. So I want to be clear on a couple of things if you use this approach. The first one is this: always provide value. If they're going to give you their their information, make it worth it for them, okay? And make them glad that they did it. Hold up your part of the exchange in this. We're not shooting for sleazy, slimy, sales tactics here. We're going for the I'm providing you value by giving you this piece of content. Can you reciprocate by giving me your email so that we can continue this conversation? If you do use this approach, I want you to make sure you have the fine print. You can kind of see at the bottom of this one, it says, by clicking this button, you submit your information to MI4P, who will use it to communicate with you regarding this and other services. So you want to make them aware, or you have to include some text that lets them know that you're going to be using their email to connect with them in the future. That should be on there. Not only does it just keep things legal and above board, it just shows that you're treating their information with integrity, what you're planning to do with it. And then lastly, if you have a website that doesn't offer something like this, you can always use a third-party service of some kind, like Pop-Up Maker, those types of things that would help you create some sort of gated content. Number 3, put a sign-up option on your order form. So regardless of your website or your order form provider, don't forget to add an option on your order form for them to sign up for your newsletter. Here's an example. This is a form on one of our websites, but as your customer works through placing an order, you can easily have an option for your email sign up at the bottom of that order form, just giving them an opportunity to sign up for your newsletter and for you then to add them to the mailing list. So that's a really good way to grow that list that way. Number 4 is to update the call to action button on your Facebook business page. So let me walk you through this one a little. On your Facebook page, there is a button just below your cover photo for how you would like your audience to engage with you. Now, you can edit this button to fit your needs. So for example, if I click on this pencil icon over here, I'll see this. Facebook will then give you several options to choose from as far as your preferred method of customers reaching out to you. So a lot of printers that I see have this call now button selected, okay, which is okay. If call now works for you and you're getting results from that, you can do that. However, if you want them to sign up for your newsletter, I would suggest that you click the sign up button so it shows sign up here. They can book appointments. They can, they have a learn more that you can link to a learn more page on your website, etc. But under this contact you section, there's an option for sign up. Now, if I click sign up, it'll bring me to a page that looks like this, and I can set where I want to take my visitor. If you see where it says step 2 here, where would you like this button to send people? You can click on this website link button here, and this pops up where you can add the website link of where you would want them to go. So in our case, the way I have this set up for us is the link I put in here is the link for an email sign up landing page. It looks like this. So this is what our landing page looks like. It's just a simple form where they can then go and sign up for our newsletter. You could do this in the same way by directing your audience to your email newsletter sign up page on your website. For those that subscribe to the email newsletter, right on that Printer at Work page, the email newsletter sign up page, there's a place where they could sign up. Well, you could make that connection from Facebook to that site and capture their email in that way. Changing that button might not be the best fit for your business. Again, so if you're successful having your Facebook button be call us, then leave it. But if your Facebook page is silent and you're not really seeing any movement, try experimenting with that button to see what drives the most traffic to your site. And even beyond the sign up button, you could do the learn more and have them come to your site that way, and then just kind of pay attention to your Google Analytics and find out if they're popping into that page because they're coming from Facebook. So that's another way that you can kind of look at boosting up your email list and kind of playing around getting them from your social media accounts and over to your website. Number 5 is include a link to sign up to your newsletter on email signatures. So more than likely, you and your team are already sending tons of emails. So maximize that by adding a sign up on your signature. So if you have their email, but you don't have their permission to, they're not signed up for your newsletter, they haven't given you permission for that, this is a way that you can get them to actually sign up for your newsletter. So here's an example from Nabina Mali from medium.com. She mentions this in her article, 5 Ways to Grow Your Email List. And this is how she features it here is, you have your name down below in your signature, have something that says sign up to our newsletter and get 10% off your next treatment. You don't necessarily have to have the discount or the incentive. That's not a bad idea, but it's just a way that would provide them a way to sign up and to grow your list. The next one there is use print inserts. So with every job that you've completed, stick an insert in that job packaging that invites them to stay connected with you by signing up for your newsletter. You could also do this with the direct mail campaigns you're sending out. So add a little blurb on your direct mail newsletter that says something like, want more great tips and insights like this? Sign up for our bi-monthly email newsletter and stay connected with us. You could write something, you could switch it out, and if you do Printer's Press or a business form with us, you could swap out that front ad or one of the ads on the back and put in like a newsletter sign up thing that incentivizes them to come to your website and sign up for your newsletter, and you can gain their email that way. Number 7 is to offer incentives to your team for signups. So everyone, kind of likes a little competition. So work with those in your team that are customer facing and like hold a little contest of sorts for adding new subscribers to your list. You could create a reminder, put it on a post-it sticky note and have it next to their phone with just a reminder to ask the customer or prospect if they want to sign up for your newsletter before they hang up. So before you go, hey, can I add you to our newsletter? We're not going to spam you. You get whatever, 2 emails a month. I like to tell people what they're going to get so that they know I'm not trying to bombard them with emails. This is what you can expect from us. So anyway, it'd be just a fun little way to kind of spur some competition around your office there, and then hopefully gain some emails for your email list. Number 8 is to partner with direct mail. So remember how I mentioned that campaigns work best when you use multiple mediums? Well, if you have a list of addresses, let's say you have a list of prospects or, old customers, but you don't have their emails. One of the things you could do is consider sending out a postcard or something with a direct mail offer that can only be redeemed when they sign up for your email newsletter. So instead of saying something like, save 15% on your next order and just leaving it like that, include something like sign up for our newsletter and receive 15% off your next order. Make that be, the thing that they need to complete in order to take advantage of that incentive. Then it works both ways where you get their email and then they get to take advantage of the discount. So use your direct mail magic powers that you have and use that to your advantage to gain those email addresses. Number 9 is to put the sign up in the bio section of Twitter. So Twitter is a little bit different than Facebook. Twitter doesn't offer a nice little button like Facebook does, but what Twitter does allow is that you could put the link for an email sign up in the bio section. And here's what that looks like. So if I go on my page, like this is the 4 Printers Marketing Ideas for Printers Twitter page, in the bio there, I have just a really short statement and, say sign up for our newsletter at, and then I have the link on there. I link to that same email sign up landing page that I showed you with Facebook. So you could create one landing page and have both of your channels, your social media channels linked to that. To do that, to add that to your bio, all you need to do is click that edit profile button that you see over here. When you click on that, here you can just update the bio section to include the link, the email link. So it gets a little tricky because Twitter has this character limit on it. So you just got to get a little creative with your wording to kind of say a little bit about what you do and then just get the updates when you sign up for a newsletter, that kind of thing. So will you get thousands of people joining your list by doing this? Probably not. But you have one more way, for people to stay in touch with you, and it'll begin to add up and pay off. You'll slowly begin to build up that email list so that you can take your marketing efforts a little bit further. Hopefully in the near future, on some of these webinars, we can talk about, how to do an email blast and how to do an email drip campaign and how you can track leads from your email marketing. But there's tons of information and tons of benefits you can get out of growing an email list and then doing email marketing from that list. So some final tips that I wanted to leave you with is don't forget the importance of just asking. Sometimes with marketing, if we're not experienced with it, we tend to just want to be researching and trying to find out all these sneaky and tricky ways to do things. And really, if you're just upfront and honest with people and just ask, that can really take you a long way just by asking, hey, can I add you to our newsletter or our email newsletter? Secondly, remember to watch your language. What I mean by that is make sure you're choosing power words. that you're not passive in your writing, that you're telling the reader what you want them to do. You know, you want them to get. So use words like get, free, sign up, you know, latest, and subscribe. You're using some of those power words. Another great power word is you. You know, we all like to talk about ourselves. So if you can use the word you where it's focused on them, then they're going to be more interested than if you tip it to about you, you know, or say we or us. Instead, use that power word you. And then lastly there, if you make a promise, I want to say that again, stick to it. You know, if you're going to provide something in exchange for an email, make sure that what you give them is of value and that it's useful to them, and you're holding up your end of the bargain there. So that's really all I had for you today. Our next webinar will be next month, Wednesday, July 10th at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you have any questions or concerns about how you can build an email list, you can reach out to me. You can email me at rachel.neese@mi4p.com. If you have any future topic requests or questions or comments, also feel free to give us a call. They're 701-241-9204. So thanks so much for joining us, and I hope to see you back here in sunny July.